There is a truth many believers overlook, that God's blessings are not partial but complete. They do not stop at forgiveness but reach into your body, your strength, your vitality, your very years. The same God who redeems your soul also restores your strength. The same grace that saves also renews. And what he begins in the spirit he does not abandon in the flesh. Psalm 103 declares a reality that challenges quiet assumptions. It speaks of a God who fills your life with good things, not just spiritual ideas, but tangible goodness. And then it reveals something startling. Your youth can be renewed like the eagles. This is not poetic exaggeration meant to comfort the weary. It is a declaration of divine intention. God is not limited to sustaining you. He is committed to restoring you. There is a difference between surviving and being renewed. To be an heir of the world is not to live barely holding on. It is to walk in the fullness of what heaven has already given. Abraham did not merely inherit promises of land and blessing. He lived with strength beyond natural expectation. Sarah did not simply believe in God. She experienced God in her body. Time had spoken over her. Years had declared their verdict. Nature had closed its doors. Yet God stepped into what seemed final and reversed it, not symbolically but physically. A body that had aged was touched by divine life. A wound that had ceased was awakened again. Strength returned where weakness had settled. And the result was not hidden. It was visible in Isaac. This is the kind of renewal heaven speaks about. Not imagined but manifested. Not distant but real. Not reserved for a few but revealed as a pattern. Pause and consider this. If God renews the spirit but leaves the body untouched, would that reflect his completeness, or would that suggest limitation? The covenant with Abraham was not half-written. It did not promise blessing in one area and silence in another. It was expansive. It was overflowing. It was alive in every dimension of life. Strength matters to God. Health matters to God. Vitality matters to God because your body is not separate from your purpose. It is the vessel through which purpose is fulfilled. A weakened body restricts movement. A weary frame limits endurance. But God's intention is that you run and not grow weary, that you walk and do not faint. Isaiah echoes this divine rhythm. Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength, not borrow strength, not temporarily access strength, but renew it. Renewal suggests replacement. It suggests something worn being exchanged for something fresh. It speaks of restoration at the root level. Think about the eagle. It rises above storms. It does not struggle beneath pressure. It ascends through it. And God uses this image deliberately. Your life was not designed to remain under the weight of exhaustion. There is a lifting that comes from divine renewal, a strength that does not come from effort alone, but from alignment with Him. There is a quiet deception that must be confronted, the belief that sickness carries a lesson from God, that weakness is His teaching tool, that disease is His method of correction. But look carefully at Jesus. Every encounter He had with sickness ended in healing. Every moment of lack ended in provision. He did not place burdens. He removed them. He did not teach through affliction. He revealed the Father through restoration. When the multitudes were hungry, He did not reduce their need into a lesson about endurance. He multiplied provision. He exceeded expectation. He left abundance where there had been lack. This is the nature of divine blessing. It goes beyond enough. It reaches into overflow. Now consider what this means for your life. If God's nature has not changed, then His desire has not diminished. He still restores. He still renews. He still strengthens. The question is not whether God is willing. The question is whether you are seeing clearly. Because belief shapes expectation, and expectation shapes reception. If you believe that weakness is your portion, you will settle in places God never designed for you. If you believe renewal is possible, You begin to align with a higher reality. There is a reason Scripture calls believers daughters of Sarah. It is not a random title. It is a revelation of identity. A declaration that what happened in her life is not isolated. It is illustrative. Her renewal was visible. So visible that kings desired her even in advanced age. This was not hidden beauty. This was outward transformation. It challenges natural logic. It confronts the assumption that decline is inevitable. It introduces the possibility that God's touch alters timelines. Reflect on this quietly. What if strength is not meant to decrease as quickly as you assumed? What if vitality is not meant to fade as early as you accepted? What if renewal is part of your inheritance? God satisfies your mouth with good things. This is not accidental language. It points to nourishment, to provision that sustains and restores, and from that satisfaction flows renewal. Because what God gives carries life within it. There is a connection between receiving from Him and being renewed by Him. Waiting on the Lord is not passive. It is positioning. It is turning your attention toward the source of life. In that place, something shifts. Strength begins to rise. Weariness begins to loosen its grip. This is not hype. It is spiritual law. Your body responds to what your spirit receives. And when your spirit is anchored in truth, renewal begins to manifest outwardly. Consider the power of a renewed body with a seasoned mind. Energy paired with wisdom. Strength guided by understanding. This is not ordinary living. This is empowered living. God does not restore you to repeat cycles. He renews you to fulfill purpose. Your strength is connected to your assignment. Your health is connected to your calling. A strong body enables sustained obedience. A renewed mind directs that strength wisely. There is no glory in being constantly drained. There is no honor in accepting limitation when provision exists. God's desire is that you flourish, that your life reflects His goodness, that your body becomes a testimony of His sustaining power. This does not ignore natural processes. It introduces divine influence into them. It is not denial. It is alignment, and alignment changes outcomes. Take a moment and let this settle. What you believe about God shapes what you receive from God. If you see Him as distant, you will expect little. If you see Him as a restorer, you will begin to look for renewal. Scripture calls you to remember His benefits. Not occasionally, but intentionally. Forgiveness is a benefit. Healing is a benefit. Protection is a benefit. Renewal is a benefit. None of these stand alone. They flow together. When one is embraced, it opens the door to the others. There is a completeness in God's work, a wholeness that refuses to separate what He has joined. He redeems your life from destruction, and then He crowns you with loving kindness. He restores what was lost, and then He fills what was empty. This is not minimal restoration. It is abundant renewal. Your role is not to manufacture this. Your role is to receive it, to believe it, to expect it, to align your thoughts with it, because faith is not passive agreement. It is active trust. It leans into what God has said, even when circumstances suggest otherwise, and over time, what you align with begins to shape what you experience. Do not rush past this truth. Let it challenge assumptions. Let it dismantle limitations. You are not called to live under constant fatigue. You are not designed to exist in perpetual weakness. There is a higher reality available, a strength that comes from divine renewal, and it is not reserved for a select few. It is revealed as part of your inheritance. So the question becomes deeply personal. Will you see yourself as merely enduring, or will you begin to see yourself as being renewed? Will you accept decline as final, or will you open your heart to restoration? Because what God did for Abraham, what He did for Sarah, was not written to impress you. It was written to reveal Him, and if it reveals Him, Then it reveals what he is willing to do. Let this truth echo within you. Renewal is not distant, it is available. Strength is not fading without hope. It can be restored. And as you wait on him, as you turn your attention toward him, there is a rising that begins within, a quiet strengthening, a steady renewal, until one day you realize you are no longer living under what once weighed you down. You are rising, you are moving, you are walking with strength you did not manufacture. And in that place, your life becomes a reflection of his promise. So carry this thought with intention. What God has done before, he is not unwilling to do again. And what he has promised, he is faithful to fulfill. Let that truth shape your expectation. Let it renew your thinking. Let it awaken your faith. Because renewal is not just a possibility, it is part